Hello students, today I am going to talk about vitamin A. First, let's see the definition of vitamins. They are the organic compounds required in diet in small amount for normal growth and metabolism. They are generally not synthesized in our body. There are few exceptions like vitamin K and biotin. They are synthesized by the intestinal bacteria. And the absence of these vitamins in our diet leads to signs and symptoms of vitamin deficiency. Vitamins are classified into fat-soluble vitamins, that is A, D, E, K, and water-soluble vitamins, that are the B complex and C. Now let's just have a look about what's the difference between a fat-soluble vitamin and water-soluble vitamin, how they are different. As the name suggests, they are fat soluble, so they are lipid soluble vitamins. So for absorption of these vitamins, it requires lipoprotein, that is along with lipoprotein it requires bile salts, while water soluble, as they are water soluble, they don't require bile salts. They are stored significantly in our body, and while water soluble, very less amount is stored. Exception is B12. They are excreted. Excretion, they are not fat soluble. There is no significant excretion. While water soluble, they are readily excreted. Fat soluble vitamins, that is vitamin A and D, act like hormones, while vitamin K as a cofactor and vitamin A and E as antioxidant, while B complex and vitamin C act as a cofactors, and vitamin C also acts as an antioxidant. Deficiency of fat soluble vitamins is seen as very slow because they are stored, while deficiency of water soluble vitamins are seen very rapidly as they are not stored. Toxicity is seen because they are stored, so toxicity is commonly seen, while as they are excreted out, water soluble vitamin toxicity is rarely seen. So treatment for fat soluble is one single large dose, so which can be stored for a long duration of time, while water soluble vitamin treatment, if there is a deficiency, regularly small doses are to be required in the diet. Vitamin A chemistry and forms. They are polyisoprene compounds and contain beta ion ring. Vitamin A is collectively used to represent many structurally related and biologically active molecules. The term retinoids is often used to include the natural and synthetic forms of vitamin A. They are the retinol, retinal, and retinoic acid. Retinol is the alcohol form of vitamin A, retinal the aldehyde form, and retinoic acid is the most oxidized form of vitamin A. The other forms are the beta carotenes. There are 3 alpha, beta, gamma carotenes, out of which beta carotene is commonly called as the provitamin, even though alpha and gamma carotene are also give rise to vitamin A, but beta carotene are the major source, and that's why beta carotene is considered to be the major source of vitamin A in the plants. Before moving further, I'll just tell you what are provitamins. They are the inactive precursors of vitamin that are converted to active forms in the body. For example, beta carotene is the precursor form in the plants. They form the active form is the vitamin A. Similarly, 7-dehydrocholesterol forms vitamin D3. Ergosterol is a precursor of vitamin D2. Carotenes, that is a precursor of vitamin A. Beta carotene has 2 ion ring, hence it gives rise to 2 active vitamin A, that is the 2 retinols, while alpha and gamma carotene has only 1 ion ring, hence gives only 1 active vitamin A molecule. So these all are the provitamins. So a comment can be asked what are provitamins, or it can be asked that beta carotene is a provitamin or 7-dehydrocholesterol is a provitamin of vitamin D3. So this you define, and for carotene you can write it in this form. And for 7-dehydrocholesterol, and this we will be talking about in vitamin D when I'll take the lecture on vitamin D. Okay. Coming to the vitamin A absorption, transport and storage. First, let's see the absorption of vitamin A. In the food of animal origin contains vitamin A as retinol esters, while in plants, that is the fruits and vegetable, contain the beta carotenes. Retinol esters are hydrolyzed by pancreatic hydrolase in intestine, and free retinol is absorbed along with other fats as the mixed micelle. Okay, so here they are re-esterified with the fatty acid to form retinol esters, and they are then incorporated into the chylomicrons for secretion. While beta carotenes from the vegetable source, beta carotenes are absorbed as such into the mucosal cells. Beta carotenes are then split by dioxygenase into 2 molecules of retinol, which is reduced to retinol by reductase. And it is also repackaged into the chylomicrons after esterification. Can you see? Here it is again esterified. Even the retinol is oxidized to retinoic acid. So this is how beta carotene ultimately forms retinol esters, and this is also transported by the chylomicrons. Liver. Then this is then carried to the liver. Liver is the main storage form of retinol, that is vitamin A. It is stored in the form of retinol esters. Apart from liver, other sites are the retina, kidney, adrenal, lungs. They also store vitamin A in the form of retinol esters. The retinol esters, which are stored in the liver, are hydrolyzed to fatty acids and free retinol, which combines with retinol binding protein for its transport. This is then secreted into the plasma. This retinol and the retinol binding protein make a complex with prealbumin. Such molecular aggregates prevents its filtration at the kidney, and retinoic acid is transported with albumin and some with retinol binding protein. Then these complexes are carried to the extrahepatic tissues where they impart the different functions. Okay, functions. 11-cis retinol is required for the vision in dim light as well as color vision and in bright light too. Retinoic acid required for growth and differentiation. Retinol for reproductive function, maintenance of epithelial integrity, and glycoprotein synthesis. This is the anatomy of eye. If you can see here, this small portion, this is a retina and this is the optic nerve. A small portion of retina is enlarged and it shows the rods and cones. The retina has two types of specific cells. They are the rods and cones. And rods are responsible for vision in dim light, while cones are responsible for color vision and vision in bright light. Both rods and cones contain conjugated proteins, rhodopsin, or you can say the visual pigment. Rhodopsin consists of a protein called opsin containing 11-cis retinol. The rod cells, this is the enlarged portion of the rod cells and the cone cells. Rod cells, this is the outer segment of rod cell. This outer segment of the rod cell has about 1,000 discs. Can you see these are the discs? They are stacked one above the other and each disc contains rhodopsin. The events occur in a cyclic process known as rhodopsin cycle or walled visual cycle. After light falls on the rod cell, photoexcitation of rod cells occurs. During photoexcitation, rhodopsin undergoes a series of changes. 11-cis retinol isomerizes to all trans retinol and rhodopsin is converted to meth-rhodopsin 2. Meth-rhodopsin 2 activates transducin and reduces cyclic GMP concentration. As the cyclic GMP concentration reduces, it closes the sodium channel and that leads to hyperpolarization and that leads to the generation of nerve impulse to the brain. This I will explain in 2-3 slides so we can understand it better. Now, after light falls on the rod cell, photoexcitation of rhodopsin occurs. During photoexcitation, rhodopsin undergoes a series of changes producing different intermediates. Ultimately, it produces meta-rhodopsin 2. And so that will lead to the separation. As meta-rhodopsin 2 are formed, it separates the all trans retinol and opsin. As the hyperpolarization of rod cell leads to the formation of meta-rhodopsin 2, it activates transducin and transducin then activates phosphodiesterase. This phosphodiesterase then decreases the level of cyclic AMP inside the rod cell. This leads reduction in cyclic GMP concentration inside the rod cells leads to the closure of sodium channel in the outer segment of the rod cells, blocking the sodium channels entry into the outer segments. This leads to hyperpolarization of rod cells and that leads to the generation of nerve impulse, which is then transmitted to optic nerve. When rhodopsin absorbs light, the 11-cis retinol is converted to all trans retinol. The isomerization is associated with a conformational change in the protein opsin. And this generates a nerve impulse that is transmitted by the optic nerve to the brain. And this is followed by the dissociation of all-trans retinol and opsin. The all-trans retinol is immediately isomerized by retinol isomerase to cis retinol. This combines with opsin to regenerate rhodopsin and completes the visual cycle. Now this is dark adaptation. This occurs either in the retina or after it is transported to the liver. Dark adaptation means when a person is shifting from a bright light area to a area, like for example a theater, like cinema theater. If you're entering from outside, that is a bright area, to the cinema theater, which is dim, there is light, dim light. So what will happen? The rhodopsin stores are depleted and vision is impaired. So within minutes, what happens? This rhodopsin is regenerated and the vision is improved. So dark adaptation time, this is known as the dark adaptation. And if vitamin A is deficient in that person, what will happen? The dark adaptation time will increase. Okay, so if there is a vitamin A deficiency, the person will take a longer time to adapt to from the bright light to the dim light. Okay, so this is known as the dark adaptation. The conversion of all trans retinol to 11-cis retinol is incomplete, and therefore the remaining all trans retinol, which is not converted to 11-cis retinol, is converted to retinol, all trans retinol dehydrogenase, and is stored in the liver. When needed, retinol re-enters the circulation and is taken up by the retina, where it is converted back to 11-cis retinol, which combines with opsin, and it again forms the rhodopsin. Okay, so this, can you see this portion? This is in the retina, while this is in the liver. Okay, it from this all trans retina passes through the plasma, the blood, and enters the liver, and then again from the liver it is then passes into the retina. Okay, so this is the visual cycle. The whole cycle is like this. I have shown it in you in 3 parts. This 1, 2, and this 3. So this is how the whole reaction occurs at a time. Like if you see the rhodopsin, the series of reaction occurs and the meta-rhodopsin is formed. Meta-rhodopsin 2 will activate the transducin, which will activate the phosphodiesterase, and that will lead to decrease in cyclic GMP. Cyclic GMP, as it is decreased, it closes the sodium channel, which causes hypopolarization, generation of the nerve impulse. At the same time, here, because the meta-rhodopsin is formed, the opsin and the all-trans retinol will dissociate, separate out, and then this portion is what I talked about, the dark adaptation. It will again reform the rhodopsin in the retina, or it can enter the liver, and again when it is required, it will enter from the liver, it will re-enter the retina and reform the rhodopsin. Okay, so this was wall visual cycle. Vitamin A and color vision. Like rod cell, cone cell contains conopsins or photopsin that are structurally similar to rhodopsin. They have like porphyropsin for red color, idopsin for green color, synopsin for blue color. The mechanism of impulse generation is nearly similar in color vision. Now the functions of beta carotene. Beta carotene acts as an antioxidant. Because of the antioxidant property, it has anti-cancer activity, protection against coronary heart disease, and prevention of senile cataract formation. The RDA, or recommended daily allowance. For children, it is 400 to 600 microgram per day. For adults, around 750. Pregnant women and lactating mother require a more amount of vitamin A, around 1000 to 1200 microgram per day. Deficiency causes. Vitamin A is stored in the liver, and deficiency occurs only after prolonged lack of dietary intake. It may be primary, that is due to the dietary insufficiency, or secondary causes like impaired absorption. For example, in pancreatic disease, there will be it will lead to decrease in retinol ester hydrolase, or in obstructive jaundice, there will be less decrease in the bile salt, so there is less formation of measle, and that's why this vitamin A will not be absorbed. Small intestinal disease will lead to decrease in absorption of vitamin A. Impaired storage and transport occurs when there is liver disease. Increased excretion occurs when there is nephrotic syndrome. Alcoholism will lead to reduced intake, reduced absorption, reduced storage of vitamin A. Now let's see the clinical features in deficiency. First, let us see the effect on vision. The earliest symptom of vitamin A deficiency are impaired dark adaptation. That means the person will not be able to see in dim light. That is night blindness, or it's also termed as nyctalopia. Even in severe deficiency, it causes dryness of eye, conjunctiva and cornea, and it is clinically termed as xerophthalmia, that means dry eyes. If this situation prolongs, then keratinization and ulceration of cornea occurs, in which the cornea becomes soft and milky. That means it is opaque in appearance due to ulceration and necrosis of cornea, and finally results in permanent blindness, that is permanent loss of vision, and it is known as keratomalacia. Can you see this ulceration? This is known as keratomalacia. Later, with white opaque spots, which is also known as plaques, develop due to xerophthalmia on either side of cornea, are known as Bitot spot. These are known as the Bitot spot. Vitamin A deficiency causes keratinization of epithelial cells of skins, which leads to keratosis of hair follicles and dry and rough scaly skin, keratinization of epithelial cells of urinary tract, respiratory tract, makes them susceptible to infection. Apart from this, many other symptoms of vitamin A deficiency, like failure of growth in children, faulty bone modeling produces thick, cancellous, spongy bones instead of the thinner and compact ones, abnormalities of reproduction, growth retardation, all these are the clinical features of vitamin A deficiency. Vitamin as a drug. Retinyl palmitate, which is the cod liver or the fish liver oil, it is to prevent and treat vitamin A deficiency. Retinoic acid is for the differentiation therapy and apoptosis stimulator in cancer. Retinoic acid and its analog are used in the treatment of acne. Vitamin A and carotenes for psoriasis and many other skin diseases. Carotenes act as antioxidants and so has some role in preventing cataract, coronary heart disease, and disease related to aging. So vitamin A is used as a drug. So comment can be asked like vitamin A is used as a drug. So you can write this as the answer. Vitamin A toxicity. As I said, vitamin A is a fat soluble, it gets stored in the liver, and that's why toxicity is seen. It is known as hypervitaminosis A. It causes, the cause are due to either excessive ingestion, that is you're taking more amount of vitamin A, either accidental over ingestion in hunters. The hunters, they eat like the polar bear and all. If they eat the liver of the polar bear, the person will die. In child of over enthusiastic mothers, parent will coax the children to eat vitamin A for good vision. Inappropriate therapy or self-medication. Now coming to the clinical features. A person can have headache, that is benign intracranial hypertension can occur. Bone joint pain, because there is hypercalcemia and calcification of soft tissue, and the bone or joint pain will be seen. Anorexia, hair loss, dryness, and fissures in lips, even weight loss. Diagnosis of vitamin A is done by measuring the vitamin A level in the plasma. That was about vitamin A, the absorption, storage, excretion, the wall visual cycle, the recommended dietary allowance, the toxicity, the deficiencies. Okay, so these are the headings on which you will be writing when you're writing on a short note for vitamin A. Okay, thank you so much for patiently listening. Those who haven't subscribed, please subscribe, okay, so that you will get the latest updates of my videos. Thank you so much.